Podcast. I'm Fahhad from Prestij Consulting, and today I have somebody who is, if I put it in easy words, I think the expert mind behind Prestij Consulting, your go-to guy if you need like the best property in Turkey, Hamza.
That was quite an introduction.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fahhad. I'm very excited for the Prestij Podcast. This is our first episode.
It is our first episode, and I think everybody can look at me and tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both still under, a little bit of shock.
Under a lot of great lights, but
Yeah?
it's fun. I
Yeah,
think
a
it's
lot of
going to be a lot of lights. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be exciting. It's yeah.
But anyway, we have to get used to this
Yeah.
because I think we will do this little bit much often.
I think we're pretty much giving up on like our full-time jobs and starting this podcast
Yeah.
as a career.
I think because it's fun because everyone now is switching to podcasts, and I think we don't have much of podcasts in our local market in Turkey. I mean,
Yeah, there's like a handful, and also like they're starting to feel like a bit repetitive. But
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's gonna be fun, I
I
guess.
think
Yeah. So, do you have any idea what am I gonna talk about?
I have no clue of what you prepared
Yeah.
for this.
That was my
But
plan.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So I was looking up on the internet, and people were like, "Oh, it's time to like sort of like a reintroduction trend."
Yeah.
But it's like a more of a TikTok situation. I was like, okay, let's pick it up, turn it into a full-fledged podcast.
Look at you with the trendy stuff.
Yeah, but however, it's gonna be slightly longer than that
Okay.
90-second window.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your journey.
From which part should I start? From real estate journey.
I mean,
From
let's
Turkey
say,
journey.
let's say, how did this all start? Prestij Consulting, or let's just start from the beginning, like you coming to Turkey.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's go through how I came to Turkey. So basically, I was trying to find a way to convince my parents to send me abroad for university.
Okay.
And I've tried so hard. I went to conferences, I went to these fairs that talks about universities and blah blah all over Morocco. It was, my high school time. And I think it was 2013, 2014. And as I mentioned, I was trying to find a way to convince my parents to send me abroad for school. I just didn't want to stay in that environment, even though I'm from Rabat, capital of Morocco, modern stuff and a lot of opportunities. But I felt like there is much more to learn and much more experience to gain if I leave the country.
Uh-huh.
Because I always had this idea that the moment you go abroad, you live alone, you start having, I would say, a double experience. It's not just the schooling and the teaching experience that you learn, but as well as the life experience. You start learning a lot of other stuff about life, how to handle your life without your family, which was very challenging. So for a few years, of course, I've been talking about this with my family and everything. And then one day my father comes to me and says that, okay, I have a friend who his son is studying already in Turkey. It's his first year. Maybe I can put you in touch with him and you can ask him your questions. If Turkey is an option for you, maybe you can opt for it. So that time we used to use a lot of Skype, if you remember. We have FaceTime, we have a lot of apps, but that time Skype was the only way through video callings and everything.
Yeah, you get ready, you prepare, you sit in front of the computer.
Yeah, of course, you prepare your seats, big day and everything. So I had a call with this guy, and he seemed a lot friendly, and he's now we're very, very close friends. He's living in Spain now. So we had the talk and told me how Istanbul is, and kind of made me very excited about Istanbul, even though I've never had any idea about Turkey, about Istanbul, about education in Turkey, about business opportunities in Turkey, about nothing. I was just a 17 or 16 years old,
Wanting to
high
get
school
out.
student. I just wanted out of the country,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
So Istanbul, Turkey, business, real estate, university, none of this is in my mind already.
What were you going through? I'm excited.
I always felt that there are a lot of opportunities abroad. I mean, we have a lot of people in our surroundings who are living in other countries like US, Canada, France, Italy, the GCC countries, and I've always seen how successful they are in their life. And I felt like if I go abroad, I have more chances for success. I have more chances to make things that maybe it would be tough in my environment. And again, in Morocco, it's a little bit traditional things. Oh, you shouldn't let people see you do this. If people knows about your success, it's gonna be a problem. Blah blah blah. A lot of this kind of mentality. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in back home, they call it nazar.
yeah, we have that nazar as well.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and thing is, you have all eyes on you.
Yeah.
Your neighbors, your family, and again, we are big families. I mean, I think just my cousins and we're plus than 50 or 60 people. So you will have a lot of spotlight on you, which my parents wouldn't let me have. And of course, it's not healthy to have. So I was like, if I ever get the chance to move abroad, I will be far from any spotlight, far from any headache, far from nazar, from a lot of things, and I'd be able to achieve a lot of things. I think, I was just having thoughts like that. And then I had a complex with my father that time I was kind of nerd about IT, computers and everything. And I wanted to do software engineering, especially that I started creating website through programming languages at the age of, I think, 9 or 10. I already was on HTML, CSS, a lot of programming languages. And then on my first year of high school, I was, I think, 15 years old. There was a French university that came to Morocco and kind of did an event or a competition all over the high schools of Morocco. They sent us invitations that if you are a high school student and you know a little bit, or you are interested to learn, let's say, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, we can give you, let's say, a training for a week. Then the second weekend, it's going to be like a first competition, and then, a half finals, and then like semifinals, and then, finals. And I kind of got lucky to be in the first position on this in 2013.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was a nerd when it comes to IT and stuff. That person who everyone in the family calls if he has an IT problem, something with his phone, television, washing machine, whatever is that. I was the person to call.
You're like, I'm everything but a plumber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. No, that physical things, we don't do that.
Perfect.
Anything IT,
Love that.
anything.
I'm glad you're bad at something. You need to be. Okay.
Yeah. So anything besides that, I was very good at it. Then the challenge that I had with my father is that he was like, look, if we're gonna send you to Turkey for this X university, it's gonna cost us this much, and you want to study something that you already have a lot of expertise on. So why would we waste money on getting you a diploma for something that you already know, let's say half or 60% of what you're gonna study already? He made the point, yes. And then he suggested that I would study civil engineering. Did I want it?
No. Okay.
So the way he used to convince me is that he made me sit with a lot of his friends in both sectors, in the IT sectors and in the civil engineering sectors. And each of one, of course, is giving me a speech. Oh no, IT is not working anymore. No, it's not making enough money. Blah blah. And the other side, oh, civil engineering, the world is always developing and buildings and this and that.
Yeah.
So they kind of made it look like a butterfly dream. So I was like, okay, let's try how this will turn. So I applied and I had the 3 majors to choose, like with positions. So it's the first position and I had to choose civil engineering. If I was not accepted in that, I will do like computer science or software engineering. Unfortunately, I was accepted in civil engineering.
How unfortunate was that?
Yeah, I know. So, by the way, I did not apply for any university in Morocco. And I just wanted to get away, just get away from the country. So, but I remember that a lot of Moroccan university used to call me and offer me 100% scholarships just because of that competition of the French university. Because they heard of that, a lot of universities offered me 75%, 100% scholarships just to come and represent us in competitions and do this and do that. But if I went there, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair anywhere.
Okay. I'm gonna drift a bit from this, and it's just a random thing that was never really part of it. But I know, like I didn't hear, but I know you had like a bit of a singing career as well.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. So why do you want to put this in front of me?
I will.
I used to sing professionally for a few years. When I was in middle school, I kind of took conservatory classes in the National Conservatory of Morocco.
Yeah.
I did 5 years of music theory. I did 5 years of piano. I'm still playing piano until now. Just yesterday, my uncle made me play something for him.
Did you get to play it here in Turkey as well?
Piano? No. I used to sing. I did a lot of concerts even in Turkey when I was in university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was in university, there was a Turkish orchestra that plays Turkish classics, and we kind of tried several concerts to merge it with Arabic classics and everything. And I think I did more than 10 or 15 concerts here in Istanbul, but that ended in 2018.
And that's about it. You don't plan on going back to it?
Not now, maybe.
Maybe someday.
You never know.
Okay.
I'm full of surprises. So.
If there's anybody who can vouch for that, it's probably me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you decide to do civil engineering. You come here, and then I believe you. Like, how does this happen? Like, how do you transition from civil engineering to real estate?
To put it in another way, I was obliged to do civil engineering.
Okay, let's just say this.
Yeah.
You're forced into civil engineering. Okay. And then you end up in Istanbul. I think you're having a good time. You're doing concerts and all of that.
It was 4 years of bachelor.
So 4 years, perfect.
But it was tough.
Okay.
Civil engineering was tough. I think was the toughest thing I've ever studied before.
So, but you did your 4 years and you graduated, and that's when the real estate happened, or it happened in the middle?
So basically, it was the last semester of our university journey in civil engineering.
Perfect.
So a friend of mine that I love so much, and I would like to thank him from this.
There's a camera. You can give him a shout out.
Hassan, thank you so much. I'm really grateful for what you put me through and what you offered me, even though we made fun of him. Let me tell you the story of this. It's a funny story. Yeah. So basically, Hassan came to us I think it was near to our final exams in our last semester, and he mentioned that there is a lady that opened a company in real estate business, and she's looking for foreigner employees. we started making fun of him. We were like, come on, we're civil engineers. We are supposed to build this stuff. Why would we do sales, And we started, laughing, joking, making fun of the situation. And then I kind of suggested two friends of mine. One of them, she was doing architecture with us in university, and the second one, he was doing business administration. And they kind of started the job, and they seemed to be liking it so much.
Uh-huh.
And then 2 weeks later, we kind of got together, and they were like, come on, you need to join. It's very fun. You meet people on a daily basis from a lot of countries, blah, blah, blah. At that time, I was already applying to a university in Luxembourg to do my master's in civil engineering, exactly in structural engineering.
So you were forced into a civil engineering bachelor's, but then you were forcing yourself into a master's?
Again, I have to finish what I started.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Parents, masters, you had to
I
do it.
don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of got accepted in the spring session, which will start in February, but I finished my bachelor in June. So I kind of had 6 or 7 months that I had nothing to do. And then I started considering the job offer that I got from my friend. And then I called him. He was like, no, that company is not hiring anymore. They got enough people. But that lady's sister opened another company, new one. The project that they sell in is very tough, is very hard. Yeah, commission is higher than the previous one, but
which project was
it? Was Express 24 in Boston Express.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I don't mind. I just will try my chance. He sent me for an interview and it all passed very well. And then again, I was the youngest person in the real estate sector at that time. I was 20 years old.
Okay.
Which kind of was very challenging because, you have a baby face. My boss that time, she was like, okay, the first time I'm going to do it as a training. You can learn from your colleagues. Just, sit with them, don't talk, just listen, everything. And let them first teach you how to do presentations. And she was like, okay, in 1 month from now, I will evaluate the way you talk and the way you present. And then I will think if you're ready to receive clients or not. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then in the second day, she wanted to provoke me and challenge me. So she kind of came to me. She was like, oh, Hamza, can you come do a presentation for me? I was like, yeah, of course. I did the presentation and she was like, you're ready to receive your clients from today.
Damn.
But again, I have an engineering background and we used to do a lot of presentations. So we kind of got very used to presenting stuff. I had a thesis to present, so we kind of got into a lot of stress before. So that thing is not going to scare me. So I received my first client. 10 days later, I made my first deal. If I remember well, it was 1,080,000 lira.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, I think it was around $200,000. I think the whole project, we finished it in 5 months. We entered in June 2018. By October, I think we already finished the full project.
Cool.
It was 24 floors, 273 apartments. So yeah, it was.
And we're talking
fast.
2017?
Yeah, no, 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in real estate. You've made a good amount of sales and everything.
Yeah.
When does Prestij Consulting come into play? What time did you think of Prestij Consulting?
When I finished this project, Express 24, we went to Wadi Kuru, and that's when I started discovering the luxury market.
Mm-hmm.
Wadi Kuru was a part of Wadi Istanbul, and it was a very challenging project that we succeeded in selling in 1 year.
Okay.
After that 1 year, I kind of started thinking about, playing in the luxury segment, but not with the people I start working with. And why not doing something by my own? And that's where Prestij Consulting started to play in my mind.
Okay. So like what year around?
2019 August, 2nd of August, we opened Prestij Consulting.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah. So the thing is, which was the
What was the okay? So how did you deal with the whole COVID situation?
no. Let me explain to you how these things happened. So
Yeah.
basically, I had an agreement with my boss
Okay.
that I will be setting up my business and still work for her, right? So I worked for her 2 years more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was exactly when I opened Prestij Consulting, 6 months later, COVID hit.
Uh-huh.
And I was still working
Okay.
for my boss. And I was managing one of the biggest projects in Istanbul, which is Prova 34. It was a very crazy experience because I've seen some numbers that we've sold within COVID. For example, we've sold to a Chinese company $10 million apartment in the second month of COVID. So it was mind-blowing. People think that COVID, everybody's sitting home, but me and my boss, we were working every single
Oh,
day.
by
in
the way, I
office.
was also one of those lucky few people. I never had to be at home. I was working full time throughout COVID.
I hated being at home. I was, getting crazy. So thank God I had the opportunity of.
I personally don't hate being at home, but I feel like during that time, if I had to be home, I would probably lose my mind because I saw like people around me losing it.
Crazy thing is that I sold few units on FaceTime. COVID.
Not even Skype.
No, that time is FaceTime,
Okay.
We're a little bit.
Okay.
That was love.
Perfect. So, okay. So you open up, COVID hits, la-di-da, whatever. Fast forward. Okay.
Yeah. So then I made few sales with Prestij Consulting, and I think that was the moment that started hitting me that I was like, okay, things are going well now. Maybe it's time that I will focus 100% on Prestij.
Okay.
And that was, I think, the end of 2020. But at the same time, I was also finishing my master's by then, my first master. I was doing an MBA on the way, on the process, and it also hit in COVID time. So it was also very good. So I was doing, 2 jobs and studying at the same time at night. It was like night classes. Okay. So by the end of my master's, and I was like, okay, I think it's time that I will just do a full-time Prestij Consulting.
Lovely. Okay, so even though I'm like not wrapping this up, but I am wrapping this up, and we're gonna wrap it up on the question and do like a part 2 situation because it's getting too long. So my closing question for this one in particular is, what sets Prestij Consulting apart from things or companies that you've seen around you?
I think that we care about our clients more than we care about ourselves. I think that we take clients on a very serious note. And that's why Prestij Consulting is not a big company. I'm not a 100 person in a call center and with 50 person on sales and everything. I'm trying to keep Prestij Consulting as boutique as possible, as small as possible, so we can control and handle every case with a lot of care. And that is why we are, how much? 5, 6 of us now, with a lot of languages, with a lot of expertise. And we care about every single client like we're doing the step by ourselves. Because when other companies have to hire more people, a lot of other people, things gets out of control, and you don't give the same quality of service as you give when you can control things in your hand. So that's what sets us, I think, apart from a lot of other companies.
Okay, so and how do you make sure like your client is having the best experience in terms of when they come to Turkey?
I think I'm getting involved in the process from A to Z. And that's, I think, how I can manage the best experience to the client. So from receiving him from the airport to settling him down with the hotel and everything, property tours, paperwork. Most of our clients gives us, power of attorney, so we can do the rest of the work. On their behalf, they don't even need to be here.
If their Netflix doesn't work, you share your password. That close.
Yeah, that close. Yeah, I get very, very close.
Yeah,
with
this
my
is from
clients.
personal experience.
And the thing is, I like to build a very good trust level with my clients. That's why when it comes to paperwork, when it comes to money transfers, for example, sometimes the client gives you power of attorney to handle his bank account.
Yeah.
That much they trust you. He would just transfer money from his personal bank account in his country to his personal bank account, and he will give you the right to handle the transfer to the developer, for example.
Yeah.
So, or sometimes he will just give you a deposit, a big fat deposit, cash, and he will just say, okay, this is what you're going to give to the deposit to book the apartment and everything. So I personally make sure that we build a very good trust level with our clients.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You have mentioned having a global network.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean when you talk about global network?
The thing is with the Prestij Consulting is that we're active in a lot of sectors: real estate, education, export, media, etc. So majority of the clients that we receive, we kind of get to work with them in other sectors as well, because you become the person he trusts in Turkey. So whenever he needs something here or anywhere in the world, he would just maybe call you. For example, I had this client from Morocco. He in the World Cup of Qatar, he kind of checked every tourism agency in Morocco, every person who sells tickets in Morocco. He did not find any in a country of 40 million person. So and the guy is very strong person in Morocco. I mean, as a status, but he couldn't find.
Uh-huh.
And then his wife, he was like, you know what? Why don't you call Hamza in Turkey? They called me, and I was like, okay, in 5 minutes you're gonna get your tickets, for example. I mean, that much you start and it's Qatar, it's Morocco.
Yeah.
There is no Turkey in the process. So the clients trust you with things that you can manage. They know that you're able to manage stuff out of your hands,
If I have to say it, I think it all circles back to how much trust you've built over time and how much hard work you've put into building this kind of relationship where people rely on too much, and also in some cases they are ready to go an extra mile for you.
Yeah. And also we because we work in this real estate sector, so it makes us meet with a lot of people in a lot of sectors.
Yeah.
So you tell me, I don't know, I need a glass.
Yeah.
That I need to buy a container. I will tell you, I have a client who bought from me in X year, and he has a manufacturer of glass, for example.
I have experienced that situation actually, because I think if I go back like 2 years from now, I wouldn't necessarily call myself somebody who is actively looking to, socialize. Yeah. I'm not socially awkward per se, but ever since going to real estate events and stuff, I feel like more people come up to you.
I think you became more famous than me in the sector.
Do I like that?
No.
I do, secretly.
Really?
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's good. I mean, I just in terms of when they come up to me, specifically talking about how good of work I'm producing, and then followed by, it's for Prestij Consulting. I'm not good at receiving compliments. Yeah. I'm like, great, love that, thank you.
You have to get used to this more often, especially now that this podcast is coming up, so it's gonna be a lot.
No, I usually now I would just, if somebody comes up to me, they're like, you're doing great work. Now I just go,
thank you. That's what we do for a living.
We're kind of self-aware at this point. Thank you so much. Yeah. And can I say this? I think I'm just gonna say it, and let's see if it makes it to the cut or not. Whatever. The amount of people that come up to us and want to be in the video.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna take a moment and talk to you all. So you see, this podcast is exactly for you. So maybe this is a good time for you all to reach out again, and maybe we'll do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially projects, people
Yeah.
who feels themselves as
Everyone.
experts in our sector. Yeah, we're well, yeah.
I mean, I can't recall any place that I've been to, and somebody hasn't been like, oh, so when are you gonna come here or shoot with us, or when are we coming? And yeah, I mean, now is the time. Now is the time. We were waiting for the right time.
Now we have the setup for it.
Yeah. No, we always had the setup. Now it's just the setup, the better setup.
An ultimate upgrade
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna clip this thing into 2 parts because I don't want people to get
Sure.
bored. So we're gonna split this in 1 part, and I'm gonna continue this conversation. So
Right.
yeah,
See you in the next video.
that was too quick.
Yeah.
But thank you for being with me, and it was lovely. Whatever this reintroduction trend was, and I found out a couple of things that I actually don't know. But yeah, let's catch up again in the next episode, which is gonna start just about now. Take care, and we'll see you again.